All right, thank you. Everybody, welcome to the 53rd OPN pitchitTOcityhall event. We're always excited to be here, and we're glad that everybody made the trip to come see some awesome startups pitch. As a quick reminder, please ensure not to have any drinks, food on the premise, only in the back area. If you choose to do those things, please stay behind the back wall. We will be videotaping this and taking photos. If anybody is afraid of any of those objects, you will have to stay behind the back wall. But outside that, I think everybody's pretty good. And again, appreciate you guys taking these into consideration. So today we've got a really cool agenda. We have some awesome people that are going to be talking through our keynote. I'm pretty excited for that. We also have a great panel, which is a hardware panel made up of 3 hardware companies. We're going to have 5 companies that are going to be pitching. There will be 2 7-minute pitches and 3 3-minute pitches. And then, of course, we have 20 companies in the showcase upstairs, which hopefully all of you have seen some of them. So why are we here and why do we do this? This is the whole reason why we're here and why we do everything we do. It's about the startups and helping them. We have helped probably close to 150 to 200 startups over the better part of 3 years. And we continue to grow and help as many as we can. But these are the companies that have pitched through our system over the years. So since October 2016, which we're coming up to running our events for the better part of 3 years, we've had 52 shows, 4,500 attendees, 190 pitches, 27 speakers, 7 workshops, 120 startup showcases, and lots of you posting, feeding, emailing, and sharing what we do. So today, if you guys can, please post, share, tweet, Instagram, all that great stuff, because that not only helps us get the word out about what we're doing, but it helps you guys and the startups that are pitching today. So please post as much as you can, because these are the things that are helping the startups make a dent in the world of entrepreneurship. And you can hashtag us pitchitTOcityhall. Some of the upcoming shows and events that we have: September 18th, next week, we have pitchityork, which is at Y Space in Markham, and we will have, I believe it's 6 or 7 startups that will be pitching, and they'll be doing 3 to 5 minute pitches as they work their way through to be pitching at an event like today. October 22nd, another one with Seneca. And then in November, we have 2 of our events, and where we came from today was we had Skip the Line event on Monday this week, where 10 companies came into a paid closed pitch event in front of 5 angel groups. And those companies are all here today, and they are here through either pitching, panel, or showcasing. So some of the quick things about what we do at OPN, outside of running the pitch events and working with a lot of startups to get them through the ecosystem but getting ready for funding, is that we've created a fund ourselves, and we have taken the investment out of either myself doing it personally and putting it into a fund so that we can invest in more startups and help more companies grow. We started off with a $1 million fund, and now we're on to our next round of a $5 million fund, and we continue to work and grow with startups in the Toronto ecosystem, and hopefully expanding more into a global investment opportunity. Some of the details on Pitch It, Skip the Line. It's 10 companies, 7-minute pitch, 10 minutes of QA deep dive, which is syndication to 5 different angel groups. And the whole idea is that they get asked all the tough questions to find out if that company will fit in their next investment round to get them in front of their groups. So the next event is on November 12th. So I think all of you might remember over the last few years we've talked about Fireside. Does everybody know what Fireside is? Well, there should be more of you that know what Fireside is. So today I'm going to give you kind of a little bit of a glimpse into what Fireside is, and I'm very, very excited for a video that came out this morning, which I'm going to show you guys. And it was really cool because it was something that these guys put a lot of time and effort into, and this year being their 5th year, it was even more special for them because it was year 5 of working to build something that drove a lot of startups to come together in one spot. A lot of entrepreneurs, angels, VCs, and a lot of good people that were looking to network and work together, kind of like what we're doing today. I went to the first event 5 years ago, and it was 60 or 70 of us that showed up at this event. And when we got there, we didn't know what to expect, and I'm not sure they did either. And after 3 days of hanging out, fireside chats, guest speakers, and just random everything, I can tell you that it hooked me, and I came back 4 more times. I can do math. So that was 5 in total. And after year 2, we decided OPN really wanted to be part of this community, so we started to build and run our pitch events inside of Fireside. We did a couple talks, and along the way, we started to build up with them as well. So we were very excited. And this year, including last year, but this year more, we decided we wanted to do more with them and put ourselves together and create a partnership to help get more startups in the system to go there as well, to make their way to Fireside. So just to give you a little story about how much it's changed for what we've done is this year, Laura and I decided to go down and go as volunteers. And the reason we did was because we spent so many years going to this great event, we thought, why don't we come back and give a little bit more to help these guys out? Because we do love going there. And when Laura decided, where's Laura? She's up in the back there. When Laura decided that she wanted to go down and help out, I thought about it and said, yeah, this is something I got to do. This would be so amazing. I'm going to volunteer. I've been going here for so long. I want to try something different. And the reason was that last year, Laura had gone to the event her first time. And the most interesting thing that came out of it is that Laura said, while we were there, she enjoyed it and it was a lot of fun. And after, I kind of noticed that in 1 year, Laura had met more people in one weekend at Fireside than I had in the entire 4 years I've been going. And I thought, man, am I doing something wrong? How do I not meet as many people? And knowing that I'm not the best at forward driving and trying to get in front of people, I thought I got to change that up this year. So I joined the volunteer side, and we built all of the swag and everything that was needed to hand out to all the people that were coming into the event. So we spent, a whole day, I think it was. There was a great team of us. And we put all this together. Everybody was ready to go. And I started to think to myself, how can I meet the most people at this event? So I thought maybe I could work registration, but there was 4 lines. That means I could only meet 25% of the people. It's not going to cut it. And then I thought, well, maybe I can hand out T-shirts. I thought, well, I'll be running around trying to get swag. I'm not going to have any time to talk to anybody. That's not going to work. I thought, well, I stuffed all of these bags, 450 of them. Maybe I can hand out the bags and be the Walmart greeter. We'll call it the Fireside greeter. And that's what I did. So I shook 450 people's hands, introduced myself, and welcomed everybody to an amazing weekend and shared with them where they needed to go next, where the sign-up sheets were, where they needed to talk to Mano to get their T-shirt fittings, and we walked them down the line. And it was quite the experience for me, being the fact that not exactly in my comfort zone, but the best part that came out of it was that I got to meet 450 people that went to Fireside. And that was pretty much amazing. I didn't remember everybody's name, unfortunately. I tried, but it was still awesome. So in that, it takes a lot. It's a hustle. Every day you got to do something you're not comfortable with. And I want to play a video that they posted this morning about the Fireside experience, because we want you guys to get just as excited as we did and the reason why we went, and we want you to feel the same way.
3 days from now, what are you guys going to get out of this?
For me, it's the same thing.
Can anyone confirm that the fudge has arrived for registration and is sent up?
It has.
It has arrived?
Well, I thought, didn't
I
Sean
thought
bring it up?
Sean Bernstein asked it.
Sean brought it up.
Okay, sounds good. Sean, can you confirm, or do you have...
Right now we have a fudge problem, which is probably going to take up this whole minute of tape.
Well, we want to get out of the weekends making sure people get their fudge.
Yeah, we want... There's always this anxiety, this like build-up of emotion. Like you're hosting a dinner party, but like for over 400 people, like, and you're asking them to do a lot. You're asking them to drive really far. You're asking them to turn off their phones. You're asking them to like live with like 15 other people in a shared cabin. Like this isn't a natural thing, right? So I have the anxiety every year of like, are people going to buy into this thing?
Blankets are to die for. I still use mine from last year, so I can't wait to go to bed and just try the new one.
Today, I want you to think about who you are.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh my God.
Oh. Well, we'll try and fix that. I'm thinking it's probably something to do with downloading and the network, unfortunately. Well, we were just getting to the punchline. It was getting very exciting. Either way, was that not awesome? Yeah, big hand for that. That was sick. And regardless if we didn't get to see all of it, but it was still pretty amazing. And I'm going to fire that up after so we can watch it, because we just threw this into the event just because we wanted to show that off. So, okay, so today we want to thank all of our sponsors that have helped us get here today, and all of you. So I want to thank the City of Toronto, Startup Toronto, Global Payments, One Core Media, Bateman McKay, Miller Thompson, System Bind, Flow Water, New Track, Mindful, Vibe, Parachute, All or Nothing Brewery, and Hardboot, my software company, for helping us all be here today. So a hand for those guys for all of their support, please. Today we have some awesome advisors. Oh my God. Actually, you know what? We're going to do this because now I'm seeing this screw up. We're not going to do it. I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves. I'm assuming that there's a typo there. So, Angela, why don't you start? Name what you do, and we'll go that way. Make it a lot easier. Thank you.
Thank you, JP. My name is Benton. No. I'm Angelo Del Duca, member of the York Angel Investors. Sit on the board, was York's Angel of the Year 2016-17, I believe it was. Also a member of the Maple Leaf Angels, honorary member of Spark Angels, awesome angel group. And what else? And also I sneak in at all of the Kuretsu events too. They don't kick me out. And I'm also a limited partner in the OPN Supporters Fund, which is amazing. And hopefully you can share that journey in the second wave of it.
You bet. Thank you. Chris.
My name is Christian. Oh, thank you, Angelo. My name is Christian Nikaforik. By profession, I'm a corporate commercial lawyer. I work primarily with technology startup and growth companies. I'm also one of the founding members of Spark Angel Group, and I don't know what else to say.
Perfect.
I'm very happy to be here tonight, and I should also say that I am an investor in the OPN Fund.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mayor John Tory. No, he is. My name is Nav Graywall. I am Director of Innovation at CIBC, and we're primarily looking to shape the future of banking in Canada. That's really it. Looking forward to today.
Perfect. Thank you.
I am not Benton. I am Sharon Vingerine. I am the founder of Parent Tested, Parent Approved. We are an awards and digital marketing agency, and I am excited to hear everyone's pitches tonight.
Thank you for coming back again, and sorry for the mix-up on the Benton.
No worries.
Hi, I'm Paul Peary, Entrepreneurship Manager for the City of Toronto. We run StartupHere Toronto, which is a great platform. If you're looking for any information about the Toronto tech ecosystem, I'm here to meet with and learn from some of the great entrepreneurs that we have here.
Thank you.
And lastly, I am Sean Stevens. That is the correct name. I am the CEO of TreeFrog Inc. We are a digital transformation agency. We deal with a lot of startups, everything from app development to artificial intelligence and augmented reality, things like that. And also a member of the York Angels and deeply involved in the startup community. I can't wait to see all the pitches this afternoon or this evening.
Perfect. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming, and let's give them a hand for being here tonight. Thank you. We have lots of great companies in the showcase, and I hope everybody was able to go see them, and they will be there after as well, so please make your time to go up and shake a hand and meet an awesome startup company. Today, the companies that will be pitching: Aerolife, CMeow, SmartDesk, Blue Key, and 3D Cityscape. Big hand for them, because that's tough. I like it. And for the people today that help all this make this work, we have Laura in the top, Brian in the back, and the music Mike isn't here today, but let's thank them for all of their effort and help that make this work, please. A little bit about myself. I'm part of multiple screening committees for York and GTAN. Avid investor, work a lot with startups. Probably my biggest passion is helping startups get to their success. Big fan, and I guess the rest of you guys can find on LinkedIn and add me if you like, but yeah, we're not here to talk about me, so here we go. Format, 7-minute pitches. We have 2 companies that will be doing this. They will receive 1 minute of feedback from 4 of the 5 advisors. We then will have 3 3-minute pitches, and Angelo, being the one angel, will provide feedback because he saw all of the companies pitch on Monday, so he'll give direct feedback on the overview of the entire business. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. And Aerolife, you're up. Let's give him a hand.
firstly, thank you everyone for being here. We'll just roll right into it. Who here in the room has a smartphone? I think it's safe to say everyone. In Canada, who thinks we pay too much for data plans? Well, in surveys, 94% of students think we pay more than enough, that's for sure. Now let's just run through a few stats. Currently in Canada, 50% of Canadians only have $200 or less of disposable income. 40% of Canadians are teetering upon bankruptcy. In the US, current debt levels are $13.56 trillion. 2008, it was 12.5 before the market crash. Currently, there's 7 million plus Americans 90 days or more behind on auto payments. So those are a few macro issues going on. Brands and advertisers, engagements are down. Engagements, conversions to sales. So how do we solve a few of these problems? How do we save people more money? Well, what we've done, we've taken content to the OS level. Currently, it's sitting on the app level. And what we've done here is we can now have a free smartphone and free data plan. So it's the Be Free phone. You know that we can provide a freemium model to the world, free access to information with a means to education. The total addressable market's $500 billion. We take 6.5% of that over a period of 10 years. 18% annually is the increase in location-based marketing. So who are our target audiences? How do we make money? People are like, wow, you have a free phone, free data plan. How do you make money? Well, the lifetime value of a banking customer is $145,000 in Canada and the US. So for them to pay us, say $400 per phone to get a consumer acquisition of a bank account or a credit card, that immediately pays for the hardware. So how do we pay for the cost of monthly data plans? Well, that's where ad agencies and a few other revenue means come into play. We have to be open and honest, especially with data collection. We have not built data collection into our revenue models. So our end users, our targets, are students to start, single-parent families. So here's the breakdown. Let's get into the metrics of the phone. If we start yielding out $1.3 billion, and in going through all the high numbers, it doesn't really make sense. It takes a while to adjust to, but one phone costs us $1.59 for 200,000 phones in market. The cost breakdown of that is 50 cents per phone per day, 80 cents telecom cost per day, remaining is overhead. I believe that's 29 cents. So the revenue aspect of this, $1.05 of that is banking revenue alone. As we increase over time, 20 million units in market, we forecast conservatively in North America, 23 million units. So competitive advantage, we're going to be first to market. We're signing up 1,000 people a day right now for the Be Free phone. Also, we have the highest ad viewability in the world for brands. This is a content play. It's not an ad play. It's very different, content and ads. Interactive content around sports is 8 times the engagement as any other content in the market. So IP, you better have some proprietary IP in order to make this work. We have our own CDS in development currently. We're using an open source forked, but we are building our own system. Free phone, Be Free, power to the people. So what are the stages here? Well, we're in beta next year, 10,000 units in market. We roll to our official release, 1 million units in market, and we grow from there. So what's the play here? Well, it's free access to information with a means to education. Currently, I've done the math, there's only 0.8 acres of arable land per human being in the world. So we need to create a system of minimalism. So how do you do that? Well, we plant seeds of how maybe societies should be in the future to come. Societies built on carbon footprints. You live outside of 0.8 acres, you're taxed dramatically. You live within 0.8 acres, you're not taxed at all. That creates a system of minimalism throughout the world. So we've won 2018 Canada's Most Creative Business. We have great testimonials by business leaders, this being one, from Arlene Dickinson. In order to make this happen, you need a team. You need weapons of mass creation. And we have a few here, a few rock stars. Chris Bell with BlackBerry, a fine advisor. My longtime friend, Vic Baccia, developer of Sephora, Children's Wish Foundation. Cat Code, privacy. Privacy is really important, especially with all the regulations going on in the world right now. What's my background? What right do I have to lead this? Well, for one, work ethic, passion, but beyond that, content. I specialize in content. I've worked with a number of different companies nationally, internationally, in a number of different industries. Environment, I do actions with the environment. We offset carbon footprints with Future Footprints foundations. So that was the Creative Business Cup, most creative company in Canada, and we're quite proud of that in 2018. So you need partners too, not just a strong team. You need partners for execution. IBM has been a great help opening doors throughout North America. They give us free office space. They see the value in this. We currently have a letter of partnership from the royal family in Dubai. Strategy AI has been kind enough to filter any kind of data that we'll have coming their way. McMaster has been working on another element to allow free telecom for our phones. Pre-seed's closed. We've had 100,000 from family and friends, 105 from angels, and personally 100,000 I've invested, paying currently 25 cents USD per share, 100 million shares offering right now. The breakdown that we're after right now is we're in seed round 1. It'd be great to close this by October 2nd at 750,000 USD. And the breakdown of this is $540,000 at 30% deposit towards units, that 10,000 units in market. The remainder being marketing. We're signing up 1,000 people a day with a minimal budget. If we increase that, it could be upwards of 5,000 to 10,000 a day. Expedite of development is also going to be another key aspect to this. We have a current team in India, which has been fantastic, overviewed by Vic Batcha currently. So this is our arrow. Be free. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. All right, who wants to start on the panel side?
Hi, Sean.
Sean, you're in.
How's it going? I'm cheating a little bit because I've seen you pitch now a couple of times in the last couple of weeks, oddly enough, once at Fireside. And I got to say, so one of the things that makes Startup great is that they listen. And you got a lot of feedback from a lot of people over the last few weeks, and you made the changes. You put a slide in there clarifying what the phones look like. I saw you holding the phone so everybody could get it and see it. And honestly, that alone makes me want to invest because you're listening to everyone else that has better understanding in those pieces. So I'm really impressed by that. It's a good sign.
Thanks, Sean.
No sweat.
I guess we'll go down the line. So help me understand, for me, I get the phone. What do I have to do for having the phone?
So with KYC rules in Canada, you do have to go into the bank to get the phone initially, and then we activate the phone with your free data. So that's the process currently. The ideal situation is ship direct, and we are going to evolve to that stage right now, but we need that banking revenue in the initial stages before we get to mass.
And so do I have to transfer all my banking to this organization or just open up a new account?
No, we've actually taken a lower amount to actually put incentives in your bank account and on your credit card, so they actually get used. So it's an extra incentive. We get paid by the bank for the hardware, but then there's an incentive for you as the end user to sign up. Preloaded $25 on a credit card, $25 in the bank account.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, so I am from a bank. So are you are you actually doing this through BMO? Because I saw their name up there.
So there's no contractual agreement in place right now. So I haven't signed anything because I'm always entertaining the best for us, for lifelong longevity, and the best for the end users. If we can give the end users more money and we can make a better device. This device is in comparison to iPhone 6S.
Yep.
The cost of that iPhone 6S in 2016 was $204 USD. This phone's $180 USD in today's market. So we have a 16 megapixel right now, but we could go to a 48. And as a free device with that kind of camera, it's pretty amazing with the software, yeah.
So if you were pitching to a bank, because it looks like you're relying upon the bank to kind of disperse the device, like what's in it for me? What's in it for like CIBC?
So consumer acquisitions, they've had tablet give outs in the past and phone, but this is the next stage to save the end user an extra $50 or their family $200 per se. So we can only give one free phone every 2 years to one end user, and they have to be older than 16. So say as a landed immigrant, not with the highest paying wage to start, this really allows them to advance and have more money, disposable income per month, groceries, children's education, et cetera.
So my only sort of, I guess, one point of feedback here would be that all the banks in Canada, there's a big push to kind of digitize the AML, KYC portion of that thing. So if you're relying on the KYC aspect of it, that may change. So you may want to build your story, maybe away from just the KYC aspect of banking.
Yeah, that's a great point. In nations where we don't have to rely on them going to the bank, it's an activation point of the phone, where they go in the app, it's activated, and it's imprinted at the top of the device, and it's much smoother progress. But nations around the world, they don't have a lot of the purchasing power that we do in North America.
Awesome. Other than that, it was really, really nice.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Anyone else want to jump in?
Yeah.
Chris?
Do you have any banks committed right now, or any other financial institutions as sponsors, in a sense?
Nothing concrete right now, but the way it's leaning, more BMO, but I haven't signed off because, again, we are 10 months away from launch, so we want the best for our end users and us.
And do you see banks as being the only bankers, or do you see this transitioning to something different 5 or 10 years down the road?
Oh, yeah, something different. So world change happens when you curb banks and the monetary system and more in benefit of the people. So we really have to start curbing more revenues and profits towards helping people. If you look at who makes the most money in Canada, it's the top 3 is banks. So yeah, I have my own logo that you saw, Sustainable Community Bank. I called Jim Flaherty about 8 years ago. I said, hey, Jim, I want to start a bank. And I had a little chuckle. And he's like, it's going to cost you $20 million. You need a board. Are you ready for this? Unfortunately, he passed a month later. But even banking in Canada, like the telecoms, is a trick in itself to try to get some more of those profits where they should be going is helping people and the environment. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, guys. I would take a couple questions from the audience. Chris?
Hey, that was really interesting. I have 2 quick things. One, I understand the customer acquisition piece of the hardware device, but you mentioned content as well. What's the user experience like for the data side of things? What are you kind of signing up for? Yeah.
Yeah, we have to be open and honest in regards to data collection. And the charts you saw don't even incorporate data collection. Just with GDPR, what's going on in California, and also with Canada.
That's not what I mean. I mean, like, you're getting free data, right?
Yeah.
But you're supplementing that in another way, or the bank's paying for that as well?
We could do that runoff with the amount we make from the banks, and that would easily cover 2 quarters of the plans in the United States. So the remainder 6 months is simply covering it with the ad agency revenue.
So yeah, describe the user experience from like what I'm being shown ads for using the phone.
Yeah, you don't want to show a large majority of ads or it becomes white noise. So if we all do Google searches, we're automatically skipping over the first 3 lines or first 3 inches of the screen because we're bombarded with ads. So white noise, we don't want white noise to come into effect. So if you like hockey or baseball or cricket, we have to showcase that or music heavily. And that's where a straight exchange for awareness with major content players comes to the device.
So is that, to help me understand the user experience, like I'm going to open an app and then there's a pause there, or is it takes up a portion of the screen? Is that what, okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, the app is at the top of the device for the majority of the phone operation. There's only a few screens where it can't be, and that's how that works.
Okay, that's clear. And the last piece was, like, other than banks, are there other organizations that have a high customer acquisition cost that you've looked into to partner with for, because that would it might be easier.
Yeah, it's banks and then insurance always, and they always want data too. So that's cool. Another good area.
Go ahead.
Hey, so thank you for the great pitch. So my question was essentially, so I understand that the consumer is getting a free phone through the bank and they're getting free data. How are they getting phone service? And so if they're getting phone service through a telecommunication provider, how are you making sure that, okay, I think you get the gist.
So in order to tackle what the telecoms are doing now or any OEM, if we do a city-by-city launch or a state launch, there's 2 avenues. I'm all about right to repair. So from an environmental standpoint, we want you to be able to take the device to a local repair shop and give them the schematics on how to repair. If someone tries to tamper with the device, root the device with what we have on it, it becomes dormant. We will charge you at that point if you try to tamper with the device. But yeah, we do want right to repair and everyone to benefit economically on the localized level from this. And ideally, it's an agent per city that would go and help you at your home or at your business do a swap out with a phone if there's major issues and you're on our premium care plan.
Okay, last question.
Yeah, I'm just curious how you differentiate what you're doing with the KYC ID verification technology that's been developed by Rogers, TELUS, and Bell called Endstream.
Yeah, that'd be more for my CTO, but I do want to have an answer for you. So if I can get your card after, and I'll get you an answer.
Well, let me tell you that as far as I'm aware, everything related to the future of digital banking in Canada is driven by that technology.
Okay.
Perfect. Some good knowledge there. You'll have to connect with Alfred later. All right. Thank you very much. That was great. Thanks, sir. Smart Desk. Let's hear it for him. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So, this is going to be an $80 billion market in the next 5 years. Okay, we got started in this market about 3 years ago. My name's Craig Poulton. I'm one of the co-founders of the company. So, what does Gartner say about this industry? So, CRM is actually the leader in all software markets. So, if you're looking at a software market, CRM is the leader in that space. Currently, the market is at $40 billion. That's what's being spent on CRM today. This is growing to $80 billion. That's a double in the next 5 years. So, it's a big market. There's lots of room for lots of different players in this space. So, what is SmartDesk? So, we are a SaaS application in the CRM space. We have a host of features that make it really easy for small to medium-sized business to succeed with digital marketing. We've got a couple of key differentiators, which I can't get into in all the details, but we do have some things that set us apart. It's a really easy-to-use application. I've been working in this space for longer than I'd like to admit sometimes, but in the 20 years I've been working in digital marketing, there is a host of solutions out there that offer a lot of services, but they make it really difficult, and I've seen that difficulty with small to medium-sized businesses. So I had a passion working with all these technologies to say, okay, I want to put a team together. I want to be a part of something that makes this really easy for these companies to succeed, and that's how we started our company. We also make it really, really easy for pricing. So $3.99 is the base fee for SmartDesk. That's Canadian dollars for now. So if you want to kind of keep that pricing, that's what we're going to keep it at for now. So $3.99 gets you the base fee for every feature that we have in SmartDesk. The $25 is what we charge per user. So as your company grows and scales, the only cost you have to scale at SmartDesk is the user fee. The $4.99 is our onboarding fee, and that is there to help us help the customers get on board with SmartDesk. Okay, growth potential. So we're a real company. We've got a real product. We've got real customers. We're targeting about $350,000 of revenue this year. There is a big path, and there's a big path to growth in this business. So we are looking at valuing ourselves in about 5 to 6 years at $2 billion. We've got a strategy and a plan to get there. So what are we looking to raise? We're looking to raise $500,000 from angels and friends and family. We've soft circled about $400,000 of that money, and we are looking to go global in about 2 years, and we see that as an opportunity to exit our early stage seed investors or angel investors at 10 to 15 times revenue. Okay, who's the team that's going to get us there? So we are all partners. These are the 4 co-founders of this company. We all have expertise from digital marketing, business expertise, technology expertise, finance expertise. We're all together in this company for a reason. We have a couple of key advisors, and they're helping us grow. So awards and recognition, we are part of the 1855 Accelerator out in Whitby. They're giving us lots of great opportunities. We're really excited to be a part of them. We got recognized as one of the top 25 up-and-coming companies in Canada by the Branham 300, and because of that, we got recognized by the town of Whitby. So we're getting some recognition, and so far 2019 has been an absolutely fantastic year, and this week has been quite phenomenal. So thank you, everybody.
Perfect. No, you're good there. Angelo, you want to jump in and give some of that 1 minute feedback on both the pitches that you saw this week with SmartDesk, please?
So I can start with Aero Life, Be Free. I love the concept. I'd like to get a lot more clarity on the revenue model, the revenues generated from all of the ads that you're going to be pushing out, how to maintain the attention of the users and keep them engaged. One question that still lingers from my point of view is, do you have buy-in from all of the service providers, Rogers, Bell, or whoever is providing the infrastructure to actually enable the phones to work? I think I really like the potential and the opportunity, and would also like to have a better sense of how protected the base technology is for the company, so that someone else doesn't just come in and purchase the mobile device or access to the mobile device and create a large competitive landscape. Great. On the so it's something that I would like to pursue, by the way, further from an investment point of view, because I do see the potential to scale. And I really hate the current situation that exists here in Canada relative to other countries. I think what we pay for a month in cell service here, I can get 4 phones per month through T-Mobile. And that just doesn't make sense.
Perfect. Thank you. Can you do Smart Desk now too, please?
Sure,
Thank
I can do Smart Desk. I was just pointing out to Chris that I've got his name on my CRM system. I'm very adept. This is my CRM system. So I'm your target market, Craig. And we've talked about this before. My other pocket has my backup CRM system, and it's, again, a stack of cards. I think this is, you hit the nail on the head in terms of what exists out there that gives a lot of grief to small and medium-sized companies. And that's, how do they manage, engage their business, including customers, and how do they do it as efficiently as possible? So I love the concept that you pay one fee, and as you grow, you're still paying a monthly fee based on the number of users. Unlike some of the other systems that actually start to ding you as you grow, the per user fee starts to increase, the base starts to increase. The key thing that I would like to see is how really user-friendly is your platform relative to all the other ones that exist on the marketplace. Because that's a real big pain point from traditional CRM systems that are out there. Not only is it clunky, big, but leveraging the significant power that exists there becomes more and more of a challenge. If you can capture that and solve that, then you have the potential to scale very quickly. And I like that from an investor point of view, and I think you like that from a business point of view. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Angelo. Thank you very much. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple of, yeah, big hand, please, yes. A great pitch and lots of great feedback. For now, we're going to call up Zapcard, Caravan App, Tap Menu, Nexus, Shivan, and quickly to come up to the front, please. Zapcard. Yeah, we'll go in the same order that, so Zapcard, Caravan, Tap, Nexus, Shivam quickly.
Thanks, buddy. Sorry. With the mic.
All right, you got 30 seconds. I will start the clock.
Hi, my name is Zanfar. I'm actually co-founder of Zapcard. Zapcard is actually a professional networking app that helps other people discover other people at networking events, such as like this. So basically all you do is you make your card and you check into an event with your intent. Your intent could be, let's say I'm finding a job, looking for an investor, or trying to meet new people. So you check in, and the app lets you help connect with others while they are there as well. That's it. So I would invite everyone to download the app and check it out. It's available on App Store. The Android is coming soon in 4 weeks.
And your name is?
Zanfar.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
You guys hear me? The internet is becoming personal. With sites like Twitch, Etsy, and SoundCloud, we can see that people are choosing to move from generalist platforms towards little communities that represent their values as individuals. And Caravan is giving that community to readers. What's got us really excited is giving people who love books a place to gush, not just write ratings and reviews. We've been live for 11 weeks. We've been growing at 45% week over week, so we're currently at 1,500 users.
And your name is?
I'm Curtis from Caravan. Please come by our booth.
Thank you very much. Good job.
Hi, my name is Nick. So with my partner Cindy, we started a company called Tap Menu. And the idea there is it's for ordering food when you're already sitting down in the restaurant, so like ritual when you're sitting down. The idea there is that it could save restaurants a lot of money in terms of cutting back on front-end labor, but also delight customers by showing them more about the food, pictures, things like that. They could pay when they're ready to leave. So right now, we just finished developing the app. We're looking for restaurants to partner with, and we're giving it out for free. So if you know any restaurants that might be interested in trying out this offer for free, it can only help their business. Just come see me at my booth.
And your name is?
Nick.
All right, thank you, Nick.
Hey guys, I'm Matthew from Nexus Health. We actually have a booth up there, so check us out after. What we're doing is we're developing these wristbands with QR codes, and with this we want to make your emergency health information easily accessible to EMS and physicians to help your care and make it more speedy and efficient. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And your name is?
Matthew.
All right, thank you, Matthew.
And I'm Shivam. I'm from CivSon or Civics On. The idea here is to allow people to offer their services on demand with a full ERP platform behind them. The idea behind this is they would only be paying on a transaction basis. We will be going live in 2 weeks. And we would like to invite anyone in the room who would like to Uberize their products or services to join us. Thank you.
Awesome. And your name is?
Shivam.
Thank you very much, Shivam.
Hi guys, my name is Gyanendra Khanna. I'm co-founder of Quickly. Quickly is a cognitive racing game where users play a series of mental challenges and education-based content against other users. So it's a free app available on iOS and Android. We have a booth, come check us out. In 2 months, we launch live competitions, so you will compete globally and have a chance of winning real money and recognition for being the sharpest brain.
And your name is?
Gyanendra Khanna. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Big hand for all these guys. Thank you very much, guys, for coming today. Thank you. All right. So this is pretty exciting. Right now, we have our keynote speakers coming up. I'd like everybody to give a huge hand for these amazing, dynamic trio. The Kane family, Kane kids, come on up. Thank you for being here today to share your story. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves, please?
Yes, we are Lila, Viola, and Sadie Kane, owners and operators of our own business called the Kane Kids Company. This summer we started a new business selling fresh squeezed lemonade at Muskoka festivals.
It's amazing. That's great. And how did this business come about?
About a year ago, our parents asked us if we would start a lemonade business, and we said yes.
Yeah. I'm not lying, but I got goosebumps. That's exciting. That's amazing. So we talked about making donations and how we give back to our community. Oh, sorry, I jumped ahead.
Then we started talking about how we'd organize the business. We spent the winter deciding on which events we wanted to go to, which containers we wanted to use, and who we'd hire, and things like that.
We talked about making donations and how we can give back to our community.
Wow, sounds like a lot of things to think about. Let me ask a few questions. Let's talk about how you came up with your name and logo.
Our mom gave us a piece of paper and a pen and told us to draw a logo, and then we drew a logo, and then she sent it to artists so we could have a professional logo.
We decided on this one because it allows us to expand our business. Maybe we'll sell popcorn one day too, or offer a babysitter service. Then we can just change the logo by changing what we're holding out.
Amazing. You said you needed to decide on containers. What were some of the things you were considering?
Our mom did some research. She found these plastic containers, and she found these biodegradables. We wanted to use the biodegradable ones because it can save the turtles, but also it's a better decision for the community, when it almost costed double.
We like using these cups, lids, and straws because even though if it ends up in the trash, it will still break down.
That's a great choice. Actually, that's an amazing choice. Thank you for being so thoughtful to the earth. It sounds like your parents are pretty involved.
Not exactly. They fill out the papers, help us make decisions, and drive us to the events.
But we also have a babysitter/helper that helps us set up the events. She helps carry stuff around, and sometimes if we're really busy, she can take the money, because money is filthy, and we don't want to contaminate our lemonade.
That's awesome.
She also fills in when one of us are on one of our breaks.
Your parents are amazing people. Awesome job to them. I hadn't even thought of the breaks or work days. How many events have you done and where?
We've done about 8 events: Band on the Run, Father's Day Car Show, Canada's Day, Midnight Madness, and more. Our next one is this weekend in Huntsville at the Macaroni Festival.
Usually there are fun events in Muskoka, so our mom, dad, or grandma on our breaks will take us to do fun stuff at that event.
Do you think you'll be doing this again next year?
Yeah, it's really fun and we make money.
I like working for myself so other people don't tell me what to do. And we get to make decisions like charities.
You guys are pretty driven kids. I love it. Charities? What kind of charities?
We decided to donate a portion of our proceeds to charities because we couldn't decide on one. Our mom gave us 12 or 14 and told us to choose our favorite.
I chose Muskoka Animal Rescue. Violet chose Muskoka Hospice, and Lila chose Muskoka Women's Shelter.
With each purchase of your lemonade, you get to take a bead from a cup, and then you get to put into, there's 3 jars, and each of the jars have a charity's logo on it. And then you get to take that bead, you put it into one of the cups, and wait 1 second. Some of your proceeds will go to that charity that you choose.
Wow, sounds like you guys have thought of everything. What do you do when you aren't working, like in your time off? I'm assuming you guys don't go to school anymore. You guys are just hustling and working hard, right?
Well, I do train 12 hours a week in gymnastics. I even made it to provincials in May.
I do competitive trampoline, and I also do Girl Guides.
I'm on a competitive cheer team, and I love to play with my friends.
Amazing, you girls are very busy. Have you thought about what you want to be when you grow up?
Well, I've always liked selling things. So one time, a few years ago, I made a whole bunch of paper airplanes. I took them to school and sold them.
I don't know what I want to be. A few years ago, I want to be a police officer, then a nurse, but I don't really know. I'm too young to decide.
I like cats and dogs. Maybe one day I can do something to help them.
Before we finish, can you think of advice you would give to other people wanting to start their own business?
Always be thankful and smile.
Don't fight in front of customers, it's rude.
Don't be shy to tell people about your business. We have business cards, a website, a Facebook page, and Instagram. Follow us at Kane Kids Company. Thank you.
Hi, you guys are amazing. On behalf of all of us, we thank you for coming today and sharing your insights on your business. You guys are quite the amazing kids, and man, it's awesome. I don't know what I was doing at 9, but you guys are fantastic, and keep up the hustle. Thank you very much, guys. Good job. Brilliant. Nice work. Bye. See you guys.
Does that mean we can't invest?
A big hand for them again. That was awesome. Thank you. Blue key.
Hello everyone, my name is Peter and I'm the founder of Blue Key Educations. So nowadays people are struggling with the learning every day and because they either doesn't have time to make effort or doesn't have an effective tool to make a learning faster. So today I'm going to tell you everything about Blue Key Educations. So what we do, we want to be the key turning solution to make people learn faster and easier. So all the business started when I was even to U of T. And we start with college tutoring preparations, and we help over 80,000 Chinese students from past 5 years. We are basically going to start with online and offline tutoring business, but we find out we want to help more people. So by 2019, the global tutoring business is going to be a $100 billion business. And we believe we have to use technology so we can add 1% of the market share. So basically, a lot of tutors and students are facing a lot of problems nowadays. There are 1,000 tooling platforms available online, but students still have difficulty to find a qualified tutor on time and make it a lot easier. And also the students and tutors, they have a time and geographic restrictions. So basically, we want to help them to solve those barriers. Here's solutions. So we basically, the business model we want to do is we not only help to find a tutor immediately, when also anywhere, anytime, people can be tutored anytime. So student can also become tutor to make extra income during the spare time, about making $100,000 per week. There's no limitation to course subjects. So we can actually help them to customize and a lot of learning subject. For example, if you a retired opera singer want to be teach some opera classes to a student want to become opera singer, they can use a platform to offer some courses. And tutor can teach entrepreneur courses, for example, to connect to another entrepreneur, to create some business network and to find a synergy to benefit each other. So And this is their business model. So basically, we're going to combine 4 revenue streams. We charge tutors as membership with add-on services, and with a 24/7 chatbot customer services, providing them with teaching materials and teaching facilities. And also, we have about generate income from all the brand affiliation and advertising. So this is our magic, since we have only 3 minutes, so I don't explain too much. But this is technology we will develop. It's a chatbot API and machine learning algorithm to better match with tutor and students. And also like learning management system as well. So last year, we had a $1.8 million revenue only generated from offline tutoring business. So we have 200 plus tutors nowadays and offering 350 courses across the nations. So this year, we believe we have to use the technology. So starting from 2019 and 2020, the tech will help us to double the revenues. Maybe like by 2020, we'll make over about $4 or $5 million revenues. We want to use the money to develop IT technology and marketing. So we'll change from starting not only tutoring business in university, we'll go to like more cities and more countries in the next 2 years. So this is currently we're seeking $750,000, and the money will be used to go to the bigger market. And we have pre-evaluation the $7.1 million business.
Perfect. Right on time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Angelo, can you give us some quick feedback on Blue Key, please?
I like the space that you're in. This is a real issue that is being faced by kids on both sides of the marketplace, actually. Students have challenges as they navigate their school system in the most effective way. And as they graduate, they have challenges in locating a job, and transitioning into the tutor role enables them to actually generate money while they're actually looking for that preferred career choice, potentially. So those are all the pluses. The challenge with a dual-sided marketplace is how do you fill both sides? And how do you do that as quickly as possible? Because the worst thing that you would want is to have an overabundance of students seeking help and not sufficient tutors to satisfy that demand. And conversely, the opposite. Too many tutors and not enough students wanting to it. So it's a delicate balance. I think you've demonstrated that, at least in the offline model, you've been able to generate revenues. It's not clear at this particular point how profitable those revenues are and what's required to further scale the business. So a better sense of the different categories of the courses. You mentioned that you provide the 25 different courses. Is good, but I'd like to have a better sense of it. But I also really like the multitude of revenue streams that you can generate. So I think you have the potential to grow. The key thing will be, do you have sufficient resources, both financially and people, to be able to scale to the level that you would like to?
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See meow. Okay, 3Dscapes.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here and for having us here to present to you. My name is Reza Jafri, and I'm the CEO of 3D Cityscape. We're here to ask for $500,000 at a 20% discount against a $3 million convertible note. We cannot predict the future, but now we can actually show it to you. So we started off with designing interiors. We have a company called New Home Shop. We work with property developers. You can go into these homes pre-construction and change everything and even book the homes online. As an urban planner, my goal was always to take it to cities. This is Lower Manhattan. You can change the time of day. You can even show the shadows of a building before it's even erected. This helps planning. This helps tourism. This helps developers show the city that this is going to be our building, this is going to be the urban landscape and the transit-oriented development around it. You can even see the HVAC systems on the roof. We can get as detailed as we need. You can go inside the buildings, you can go up the elevators, you can go onto the balcony, you can even see where your car is going to be parked. You can see what's going to be 5-minute walking distance with a ring around your building, 10 minutes and 15 minutes. As cities become more and more dense, this is becoming very important. New Home Shop has zero debt, and we have been doing sales. It's been going really well. 3D Cityscape was the next step to actually show you what it's going to look like, the city environment. We use artificial intelligence and machine learning to scale our operations, and that's where a lot of the funding is going to go to grow our team, and we can enter new markets and new cities. We use 8K graphics. Our software is based on Unreal Engine 4. We use video game software. We don't have to use 2D drawings. The biggest obstacle I had before was showing clients and municipal leaders as well as engineers what the building's going to look like with AutoCAD drawings. No more. Property developers, huge market, GTA, Golden Horseshoe, with over 600 developments coming in the next 7 years. That's $300 million in marketing revenue we're going to tap into. Tourism and marketing, but here's the catch. With municipalities, we're closing contracts. We just closed Pickering yesterday. They put together packages, way bigger than this actually, that costs a lot of money to show what the city's gonna look like, where the innovation's gonna be. They don't need to do that anymore. This is how you attract foreign direct investment, and even people to come and wanna live in your environment. This is the innovation corridor, this is the airport, these are the jobs that are gonna be created, these are the sewage lines. This is SimCity on steroids. We're already well on our way to hitting our sales target for 2020. We have over 300,000 in LOIs already. We have 125,000 in contracts already. We have a $500,000 LOI coming next week. We're meeting the city of Mississauga tomorrow. We're going to make sure that we tackle the entire Golden Horseshoe, and we're already building New York, as you already saw. We have a very strong team. James Borst, he's sitting there. He's our Chief Innovation Officer. You can come see us upstairs after. Has a very strong background in tech sales. I brought him in from Smart Pixel. We have Nabil Jetta, our CFO. We have myself. I have experience in Olympia Steel Buildings, Garland Industries. I've taken companies throughout the world. I have a bachelor's degree in urban planning, sustainable architecture, and an executive MBA from Queens. Seifa Dogan, our chief architect. This is all he does. Zaf Rashid, founder of CEO of Everest Group of Companies. He's a developer here in Canada. We're working on a $1 billion project in Orlando with him. Ron Jasinski, Senior Vice President, Colliers International, and Heather Crosby from Venture Labs, IBM. Our ask again is $500,000 at a 20% discount against a $3 million convertible note. This will enhance our current platform and our infrastructure that we have, bring on more architects, help these kids that we're bringing in, the interns, give them a better, bigger space. And we're going to be bought out by a company like Google within the next 5 to 7 years or earlier, and we hope you can join us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Angelo, a few thoughts?
Congratulations on your progress in terms of the actual contracts that you've landed, the letters of interest that you've received, and the associated dollar value. The one thing that I would like to get a better sense of is how you scale and how what commitment is required on your end or your company's end to actually deliver on an opportunity that you secure. For example, if you're doing Manhattan, how much time does that take you to render all of those buildings and infrastructure that exists there to really reap the benefits of revenues from property developers, the advertising, and the tourism, all of those things. By the way, I really love the quality of the visual that you produce, and clearly it really builds on what you have previously built and expanded. So I like that growth momentum. So my key question is, landing more contracts? Awesome. Landing more contracts could be a challenge because it requires more resources, and it's all dependent on how automated you can make your delivery of that contract.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Good job. I'd like to ask Trung, Chris, and Cameron to come up to the front, please, for the panel. Yeah, give them a hand, please. Thank you. Yes, yes. Where did Trung go? I saw him earlier. Well, while we wait for to hunt down Trung, why don't Cameron, why don't you start off by giving us a little bit about yourself and your business?
Sure. Thanks. Hi, everybody. That internet issue that you saw earlier today where the video didn't load, my business has a mission to eliminate that from the experience of small, medium, and businesses and high residential users. We have a technology that combines multiple internet connections into one. We can route traffic smartly, and we can identify when there's an issue in your network and avoid that issue. It's really helpful for restaurants, customers sending CAD drawings back and forth, distributed businesses that need greater uptime and faster internet where they can't actually get it. That's what we're doing.
Perfect. Chris.
Hi, my name is Chris Prendergast. I run Jamstack. We make attachable guitar amplifiers and are also getting into the software space. Our secret sauce is twofold. Mainly, we use smartphones as the brain of amplifiers. So smartphones in the hardware space are becoming the brains and screens and internet connection to a lot of other hardware devices, which makes them more capable than they could ever be otherwise. And we're doing that, and we're the only ones doing that in the amplifier space. Right now, we have an in-market product which attaches onto electric guitars, and then you can do lots of fun stuff like change the way your guitar sounds, play along to music. And we're also planning on getting into the software space, providing social media experiences and collaboration with your instrument. So that's what we do.
Perfect. And Trung, perfect. Perfect timing. He's right behind you, right behind you.
Hey guys, thanks. My name is Trung. I'm the founder of Axis. And we are an IoT company with a connected device that allows you to motorize your existing window shades. And we automate them based on sensor and weather data.
Perfect. Why don't you guys grab a seat and we'll jump right into it. So, Chris, earlier today we were having a chat around some of the product side innovation, how to innovate, what things you need to do. Maybe just for the audience, you can give us all an idea of a walkthrough, kind of on how you went from prototype to your version 1 product.
Sure. Yeah, there's not one way to do this, but I definitely do recommend the path that we took. First I built a proof of concept myself. The Jamstack amplifier I built for me out of my own frustration with existing equipment, and kind of hone the experience and realize that it really was quite fun to use. It was a hideous, hacked together monstrosity, so I needed to obviously progress that. I ended up partnering with an industrial design firm downtown. For those of you that don't know what those are, they can take a pencil sketch or proof of concept or something that's a little bit more mature and turn that, get it all the way to production. But the first step, of course, is to turn it into a prototype that's highly usable, attractive, all that stuff. So they've got industrial designers that take a look at design language, they take a look at usability, they understand all of those things and help finalize the design. The next step is, so you can have a prototype that looks great, works great, but it's not even close to something that you can start producing. Manufacturing something, as I'm sure Trung knows, is a whole nother level of design. And that comes from everything to making it toolable, which means you can make the molds themselves, to making it cheap, to 100 other things. So that actually was a partnership with our factory. So we decided to find a factory that was an ODM. It means there's OEMs, there are factories that are just assembly plants, and then there's ODMs, which actually have engineers and designers kind of in-house, so they can own the final design for manufacturing step, which has the benefit of that is on them as well as they're producing and QCing it. So yeah, we found a factory that was a great partner. Again, all these took a lot of buy-in and pitching along the way to say, look, we're going to do well, and here's why. And so they they'll charge engineering to do some of their work, and then that's that recipe between kind of having a concept, having a local industrial design team for those high bandwidth conversations, and then having a factory partner. That was the recipe that worked for us.
Very good. And Trung, you kind of obviously have gone through something quite similar. How did you manage outsourcing? Is it tougher when you're in Toronto thinking I need to build this in front of me, to saying, you know what, I can make this happen somewhere else and it's going to just really work and fly? So how was that experience for you, and what made you choose to outsource?
So I actually took the in-house approach when it came to the engineering design. So I built a team of great engineers and designers, mechatronics backgrounds, mechanical, industrial design, all that jazz. And we now have a team of about 10 designers and engineers. But I did all that in-house, and then we went over to China to find a factory that is similar to my friend over here, but it was specific to OEMs, and they were actually the same factory responsible for the majority of the LG products and Huawei products in the market. But they took our final works like prototype, and they modified it so it could be produced in their factory. And every factory is going to do something very similar, where they make modifications so it works with their machines and their processes. But it was a very all the IP and everything that we developed was in-house, and we only went over to China just for the sole purpose of production.
So you were able to control the output or the IP from that. So Cameron, in your product, because obviously there's a lot of ISPs, there's a lot of people that will be dabbling in once they hear what you're doing. How do you manufacture your product, of course, overseas? And then how do you protect your IP, and what have you done to protect that?
Yeah, good question. So we did sort of the same idea. We were pretty bootstrapped. We used 3D printing houses here. We used architects in order to do AutoCAD drawings and produce the products, as well as sourced motherboards. Our stuff is a little less customized, but our goal is always to reduce the amount of spend for our customers in order to get this product out to as many people that we possibly can. So removing pieces is incredibly important. In order to do that, part of our process is to ship our image to the manufacturer. And in doing so, we risk giving our secret sauce to just about anybody. So we're actually not in market right yet, which is good for us at this point. But our legal team is working right now on trying to figure out how we best protect our IP, given the fact that the cost to produce these units locally is significantly higher than it would be to do that overseas. And the second like this is my baby, I've been at this for a very long time trying to put this together, and then I'm going to hand the biggest piece of it to somebody else. So IP is incredibly important. I wish I had the exact answer on what we're doing in order to protect ourselves there. You guys have done that. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think every hardware company has that same debate, and that's something that we went through. And I'm not saying I don't necessarily have the entire answer. I think we have a really good relationship with our factory. The factory has large clients, which matter because as soon as that kind of behavior of, like, there's 1,000 horror stories you could hear of, and but in general, if for example, our factory makes the iHome and Philips speakers and other things. And if, Philips got wind of, that kind of behavior was going on, that could be detrimental to that account. So they're not really interested in that. And that being said, I mean, we're not our tech is neat and innovative, but for the user experience, but everyone, that has a JAMSEC, that has a technical background can figure out how it works. That's not where we have patents that we've gone for to protect ourselves. But that's not what makes us special. So it's, I guess, a little bit less of a concern as being like where your whole secret sauce is based on kind of how you do something on a hardware level. But yeah, I mean, it all comes down to relationships and trust, because good luck going after a factory in China, because, you're probably not going to be able to do that.
Yeah, very similar. We filed a few patents and trademarks as well. And I think there are different ways to protect yourself. We file in China as well. And you really have to build a big relationship with the team over there, because China will respect your IP. It's just getting in front of the courts as soon as possible. In North America, I think there's a lot of creative IP solutions popping up, such as patent insurance. And Amazon's actually going to be entering the whole IP policing process going forward. And it's a very affordable process. We're actually testing it out right now. It's in beta. But Amazon will allow you to challenge another seller infringing on your patents. You deposit $4,000. The seller has the option to fight that as well. It will go to Amazon's patent attorneys, and the winner will get their refund back, and the loser will get their products delisted from Amazon. So it's a good move on Amazon's part. And again, I'll let you know how that goes. But it's part of the beta that we're involved with right now.
That's pretty smart of Amazon to jump in there, since they are one of the biggest forums for selling products. So kudos to them for jumping in and doing something to help the brand and the product and the trademarks. So now that you guys have built off, your first prototype, you're in market, we're soon to be in market. What is the next steps for? Well, maybe we'll jump into how you raise funds. There's always rumors that it's hard for early stage companies to get investment when it comes to products. Can you guys talk a little bit about that, what you guys went through originally? Because now you're on multiple raises and you're growing quite significantly. So maybe Trung, you want to start and just share a little bit about that journey and how you convince people that you have a real great product here.
Sure. So I think for us, when we first started, we started the company back in 2015 when the smart home market was still hot. So there's still a lot of interest in hardware at that time. And my first round was just a straight family and friends round, people that actually believed in me and believed in the vision. After that, that gave me enough funds to build a prototype and launch an Indiegogo. So that launch actually attracted a lot of investors. So crowdfunding will get you those initial sales, but it helps prove that there's market demand for your product. After that campaign, I ended up raising a seed round through angel investors. And again, it's all about pitching the vision, because you might not have actual sales, as in you haven't shipped a product yet. You have pre-sales, which we launched on our website and ran a lot of Facebook, Instagram ads to acquire our customers. But it's really about selling that vision and the huge market potential. So talking to VCs, talking to angels, it's all about how big is this opportunity, how big is the market. And that's how I initially raised my first couple million, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, a lot of similarities with our story too. I think I wrote a whole long form article about this because there's a lot to it, but I'm trying to summarize as best I can. But so, I mean, very, very first money, if you want to go all the way back, a little bit of savings, money from dad to kind of like really get off the ground there. And then actually Futurepreneur and the BDC very early on, I literally just had a business plan. I was able to get $45,000 from them, which makes a really big difference. And then crowdfunding was a big piece of what worked for us. And like Trung said, you get a lot of market validation. You do get some money in the door, though in the long term, it's not actually, it doesn't actually leave you with money in the bank at the end, but it can help you progress. So between those two pieces, and then we did a friends and family mentor round of convertible debentures with a discount on our future round. And so between crowdfunding, that debt, and the convertible debt, we were able to get almost to market, which was excellent. And then we, all along that time, building up our pitch, getting better at communicating about selling our vision, networking with the angel groups, and then refining that, and then doing a seed round, kind of saying, look, guys, we're just about to hit the go button on this. We had a great narrative. We had tons of market traction, and that was it. That's how we were able to get our seed round. And then we did a bridge as well to kind of cross that chasm into the larger VC world. And we were able to go back to our existing investors, which was fantastic, and get a couple new people on board. And yeah.
Perfect.
Sweet. So yeah, we raised primarily on friends and family. In fact, entirely on friends and family. Right now, this is the first time we've actually gone to try to get some professional money to help us get to where we want to go. So we're, I don't know, somewhere 2016 probably in your era right now. From our perspective, the value proposition of our product is really sort of in the networking world. If you have devices at your location, your modem or your router or firewall or whatever it happens to be, you have to be on the premise in order to make changes to that firewall. You have to log into the device, etc. So really what we're doing is we are actually removing that dependency and putting all of that functionality in the cloud. So it's a web app that controls thousands of devices around the world and can make quick routing decisions, and you can apply for the network geeks, QoS rules, etc. for all of those devices. So it's a little bit of the reason, like, we get lumped into the sole hardware play, but it sort of shocks some people when they think like, oh, wait a minute, there wasn't an app for that? Like, there wasn't an app for that. It's the one time that there wasn't. Now there is, and now we're trying to sort of get our app out as quickly as we can. But
you just reminded me of something. I think all three of us have a similarity as well that maybe not be as obvious, and that is there's a software angle to what we're trying to do, and that. So, I mean, if you talk to investors, the biggest concern they might have is with the bill and sell game is if there is no recurring revenue, no software play, no refillable canister, whatever, the model can be challenging. Really, well, to grow at a scale that gets really, really exciting, the model can be. You can most certainly have a healthy, business that way, and there's thousands of examples. But for it to be something really, really exciting, the trend seems to be in the hardware space is it's a means to software to provide a better service, and that has a different scalability factor. So we're all kind of doing that, and from our very early on, when we were prototype stage, we always had this software vision for our business, and realized later how important that was in order to gain investment. I'm sure there are ways to raise money with a pure hardware play, but it's definitely a different layer of challenge.
So one last question, I guess, to kind of summarize, is that to go through all of this, you're going to take some time up at the beginning. You're going to go through architect, design, maybe get an outsourced company to help you with that, work you through the cycles. Now you've got a product for the two of you guys are live. How does version 2 come about? What are the things that you look for? Where do you get the information? How do you decide that you got to do something better or pull back? How does that all work?
Mm-hmm. So Gen 1 in any product that I've anyway witnessed is so in validating your idea, you put it in front of people, you get a bunch of musicians doing things, but there's always anomalies and you never really know. You probably start off with a huge feature set and you've got to decide and make choices about what you do and don't do, and it can go on forever. But you get to market and for the first time you have thousands of paying customers that you can engage with, learn from indirectly, directly. We have a private Facebook group where we talk to our customers all the time, and we just kind of like listen in a lot. And we've even done group chats. We've done lots of interesting things. So, through the last 6 months, we've made a big list of kind of everything, whether it's in a review or some kind of feedback, and listened closely and kind of said, what can we do to make this not just, raving fans for 70% of our customers, but 98% of our customers. And so we've very early on started kind of conceptualizing what we wanted to do with our Gen 2 and figure out a way to actually do that. For us, it was a lot cheaper actually to iterate once we'd already kind of had most of our tech developed. And we're at the prototype stage. We're actually going through that right now. And the fact that I've done it before, and it's just, I'm finding it anyway, infinitely easier and smoother the second time around. And I think any hardware product, you really start to sing with a Gen 2. I mean, I'm sure there's a company out there that got it right the first time 100%, but the exponential knowledge that you have after being in market for even a short time, I think is so valuable. And I think that's, if you look back to GoPro and a lot of other these companies that had products like that tends to be the trend, is that they've, a lot of people loved the concept, they executed well, created a premium product, and then Gen 2 kind of just, so anyway, that's how we think about it, and we already kind of have the recipe, so we're just kind of doing the same thing.
Very similar story there. Gen 1 was more of a market validation, and there's a lot of features in Gen 1 and challenges, bugs, things of that nature that you're going to learn by talking to your customers. So your customers will give you a lot of feedback on what they like, what they don't like. You're not going to make the perfect decisions. You have to make bets in the product, in the feature sets as well. But Gen 2 is going to be that product that a lot of other hardware companies and us as well is the product you really scale. So Gen 1, get the product out there, get a lot of feedback, improve on it. Gen 2, scale. And that's kind of the storyline. It's very different from a pure software play. In software, you make if there's a bug or there's a feature request, you're running 2-week sprints. It's very easy to launch new features and products. With hardware, it's not a sprint. It's very much a waterfall process where everything has to be planned out at the beginning. So when you make these decisions, you really have to back that up with a lot of data and a lot of intuition at the same time. So talk to your customers, see what they like. Plan out all your features. We follow the new product introduction process, the NPI process, and it's been very, very helpful for us. So again, just to reiterate, Gen 1's really much get the product out there, get a lot of feedback, and Gen 2's the one where you're going to perfect it and scale.
Perfect. That's brilliant. So one last comment from each of you guys. What would you guys recommend for the other entrepreneurs out there that might be getting into building their own product? What's maybe one word of advice one sentence, one phrase that you guys would help them with?
Well, with me, I would say get a great user experience any way you can. That could be 3D printing, making things out of cardboard, just kind of like, you don't have to spend a lot of money. Companies I've seen spend hundreds of thousands of dollars making things beautiful and then realizing the user experience was bad. There's no need to do that. You can do that with a cardboard if you really need to. Get some and use your imagination as much as you can. And any hardware product will say that only gets you so far put it in front of someone who doesn't know you, doesn't even like you, doesn't care about you, and that's in the next day, and see what they say about it. Watch them struggle with what you're doing when you think it's so obvious, and like, why are you doing it that way? And then, but that's what'll happen. So you do as much as synthesize as much as you possibly can, but then before you get to market, you've got to put it in the hands of some strangers and just kind of watch them from a back room and see how they interact with what you're doing.
Perfect.
I think my piece of advice is going to be around the whole capital structure. Because you're selling a hardware piece, investors, VCs, angels, they don't like to finance inventory. So you really have to plan out how you're going to be financed at the inventory. It could be credit from the factory, which you have to build up over time. But there's these great new services out there like Clearbank, PayPal Capital, Shopify Capital, and even in the States, there's a lot more. So side piece of advice is incorporate a U.S. Delaware C Corp as a subsidiary, and you'll be able to tap into a lot more funding options under that subsidiary filing for the capital. So we look into services like KickPay, KickFurther, which essentially is crowdfunding for inventory financing. It's a lot more affordable than traditional lenders, and being a U.S. company, you're able to tap into a lot more resources than just being a pure Canadian company.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think I would say, like, for us, the number one is do your research. Everything is anecdotal until you have like mass feedback, and we truthfully sputtered a little bit thinking we had the right answer until we started gathering enough intelligence to be able to say, no, this is what our MVP looks like. This is what we want to have in our product for when we go live, and we're working towards that piece. But getting rid of all of the nice to haves and understanding what are you willing to go broke over, that's probably the most important thing that we learned in this journey, was sort of understanding where the business value of certain features or pieces, elements, whatever, where that was, and making sure that was positive, obviously.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. That was very well received. And some really good insight into building a company in the hardware space, which, as we know, is it's pretty tough to go through those cycles. So thank you. All right, so we're just going to jump into our last elevator pitches. So if we can have Huge Sports Play, ElastiCare, Green Golds, Philip, and is there 2 startups in the crowd that would like to come down and pitch? Yeah, you two. Come on down. Come on down. All right, you got 30 seconds.
Oh. Yeah, well, you can go right there. Maybe make that easier. You're on.
Rafa Dima, Director of Green Gold Mining, Ecuador. We came all the way here to Toronto as a startup, and you guys are all about startups. Well, we're doing a new kind of startup with BlockStation here at Toronto, and we're doing an STO. And so an STO, a secure token offering, and our token will be gold, and we do have 1.1 million ounces of gold to back that up.
And your name is?
Green Gold Mining and Oil.
Damn. All right. Yeah, big hand. That's good. That's good. You've got more gold and money than everybody in this room, I think. It's amazing. All right, you're up.
Oh, you can use that one. Sorry, I keep forgetting. Yeah.
So, 17 million people a year die from cardiac-related illnesses. A lot of them die because diagnostics are really expensive, hard to get to, and they're all over the place. We at ElastiCare decided to try and tackle that problem by making a remote diagnostic service that's a medical product, and it replaced about 30 grand worth of equipment. And we're in the midst of our clinical trials, and we're intending to launch it as a service rather than a pure kind of CapEx play. So we're looking for our Series A, and if you want to find out more, booth is upstairs. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Clarence from Puff Advisor. We're a cannabis travel and tourism platform where you can book accommodations, check out guides, and book experiences as well. We've launched our beta already, and we've made revenue. I'm looking for a CTO and investors. Thank you.
And your name is?
Clarence from puffadvisor.com.
Perfect. Thank you, Clarence.
Everybody?
Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Laskin with Credit Jump Ratings, cjrating.com. We're a new financial data analytics company that produce corporate credit ratings, like Moody's and S&P, but we rate all the small cap, mid cap, and penny stock companies that currently don't have a rating. We currently cover 10,000 companies across NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange. And with a little help, we can cover all 50,000 publicly traded companies of the world, because it's a fully automated algorithm that collects all the data, calibrates it, and produces the results of a chartered financial analyst automatically.
And your name is?
Steve Laskin.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Good job.
Hi, my name is Philip Goslin. I'm a film director and producer, and I'm developing a thriller called Severance Day, which is about a group of office workers that will try to steal $150 million from their boss. And we just completed a teaser for it, and you can see it, watch it, and learn more about the film at severanceday.com/investment. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, that was awesome. All right, I'm going to play this video, but I'll play it after. So this way, the video that didn't work, I'm going to see if it does work, but I don't want to hold you guys up. So I want to thank the advisors. So big round for you guys. A big round for all the startups that pitched today and the people in the upstairs in the booths. I know the three are the triples, the 999. They're not here today, and now they had to leave, but that was pretty amazing, no? I thought that was pretty sick. Well, big hand for all of you guys. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you to our sponsors, and we will see all you guys next event. And if you have any questions, comments, or anything you want to do about starting a business, pitching, feel free to reach out. We look forward to speaking with you guys. Please go upstairs. There's pizza, there's beer, there's wine, water, you name it, anything you need. Enjoy yourselves, and thank you very much for coming out.